Welcome to Beatsource Tech. My name is Mojaxx and I've been doing this whole DJ thing for quite a long time now. During my career, like I suspect many of you watching this, I've encountered a few technical issues at my gigs and I've had to come up with creative ways to work around them. The latest one happened to me just a couple of weeks ago and it was entirely my own fault. I was booked to play a 45 set at a local spot and I was going to be using my own turntables, my spare pair of Citronic branded Super OEMs, which I actually leave at that venue. Those don't have built-in RCA cables and they also don't have internal grounding. So you need both an audio cable and a ground wire, or ideally a set of cables which has both in one. Here in the lab I use an Oyade Neo version of that, and to take out to gigs I have this cheaper set which I picked up on Amazon many years ago. To quickly explain for those of you who aren't sure, the ground wire puts the turntable and your mixer at the same ground potential. If you don't ground the turntable, then the difference in ground potential will cause a ground loop, and when you turn up the volume, you get a loud humming sound. So if your deck is not internally grounded and you're playing vinyl, then a ground wire is absolutely essential. The trouble was, on the night in question, I forgot those cables. So I arrived for my set with bags of records, slip mats and carts, but without ground cables. I always carry a set of regular RCAs with me just in case. So what to do? Well, if you aren't aware, a ground wire isn't anything special. It can be any piece of insulated wire. So in a pinch, you can use any old cable you have lying around, as long as you can get that metal to metal connection and get that attached to the ground terminals on the turntable and the mixer. I hunted around the booth, hoping for a length of speaker cable or something like that, but no joy. What I did find, however, was a cheap RCA cable. At that point, I probably should have gone to the bar and asked if they had any pliers or even scissors, but I was in a rush, so I went full caveman, ripped off the plugs on the end, and then stripped down the ends with my teeth until I got this. I then attached those stripped ends to the decks and mixer, and hey presto, grounded turntables. One important note, stripping cables with your teeth is definitely not recommended by dentists or indeed me, and I'm now looking around to find a little multi-tool to carry in my DJ bag, which I haven't done since my mobile days. Please drop any recommendations for good ones of those in the comments below. There is another application for this. You might be saying, hey Mojaxx, I only use 1200s, which have a built-in ground wire. But on numerous occasions, I've ended up playing on 1200s where the ground wire has been cut too short, either accidentally or deliberately. And so you can use a similar technique to extend those. Just wrap the ends of the original wire and your supplemental wire together. There's no audio or electrical voltage going through that lead, so you don't have to be fancy about it, at least in the short term. Just get that ground connected and get through the gig. Now, I appreciate that this tip is somewhat niche. It's born of an unusual situation for a DJ to find themselves in, but it's real, it happened to me, and it saved my night. And that brings me to the real point of this video. I want to hear from you and call on your experiences. What are the small little DJ life hacks which have either saved a gig for you or just made your life a bit easier over the years? It can be anything, technical, lifestyle related, about music, but ideally I'd love to hear some of those more unique, inventive ones which other DJs might not have heard of before. So please drop yours in the comments below, and then in a few weeks I'll make another video highlighting my favorites where I'll put your comments up on the screen and discuss them. I firmly believe that with the collective experience of all you guys and girls watching, we can crowdsource one of the most useful DJ tip videos of all time. In the meantime, thank you for watching this episode of Beatsource Tech. I do hope you've enjoyed it or found it useful in that very niche fashion. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I'll see you next time.